Welcome to Four Nobody's Talking Sports with Brian Power, Mike Hawk, and the NBA is not my friend Bob Sharp. Hey guys, how you doing, guys?
What's going on?
Not
Doing
much,
good.
not much. Brian, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Oh,
Pretty
shut
good.
that thing off.
I know.
Shut
That's
it
why I
off.
kept myself on mute. Leave me alone for another 3 minutes.
Yeah. All right, we'll mute you. You cannot talk for 3 minutes.
What the hell is that?
That's the spin cycle on his fucking washing machine, is what it is.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no talkie for you, Brian. No talkie for you. Let me make sure.
That's okay. He doesn't talk much anyways.
Yeah, he doesn't. He gets his shots in when he can. Let me make sure I put.
Yeah,
this
when
on
he can.
Let me make sure this is on public. Okay, and let me comment and make sure. Hello, and it should be working. Should come up.
Yep,
Come
you're
up?
there.
All right, yeah, we're live. So, guys, Bob, your thoughts on this weekend of football?
I thought it was actually it was a good weekend of football. I mean I liked it. As always, when you lose a game, you're gonna look at critical plays that calls were blown and stuff, and you're gonna look at but you know what, though, overall it was a pretty good game. I mean if Aaron Rodgers, on that third down and goal, if he'd have just ran to the end zone, he'd have scored. It was wide open.
Yeah. Or it would have been on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, so they don't have a reason to say, oh well, that last pass interference. No, Aaron Rodgers had a chance. If he'd have ran, and he did that 2 or 3 times, even on that drive before when they got down to the goal line and couldn't score. He had an opportunity to break to his right and score, but it's just like he didn't want to run the ball.
Yeah.
So if you go down and break it down, it was a good weekend of football. I mean, I'm not gonna play any controversy because Aaron Rodgers had his shot and he didn't take it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mike? Best football I've seen in a couple years, I think, in playoffs. What do you guys think, Mike?
It was pretty good. It was pretty decent. The Bills game disappointed me.
Yeah.
I think they could have played a lot better. I think they're going to go back and look at that game, and their defense is just going to hang their head like, man, I get Kansas City's good, but there were so many blown coverages that it was just like, what are you guys doing? You're playing zone, and you're just watching corners and safeties. And Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce are running right by him, and they're just kind of glancing over their shoulder at him, and that's it.
Right.
And I'm like, these guys are wide open. Back-to-back plays, Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill are wide open in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
With nobody within like 8 yards of them. Like, you guys are crazy. Like, if you guys think that's going to win a game, like, you're nuts.
Right.
What's up, Nick? Yeah,
Whoa.
did they timed him? Did you see that? They had him 20 miles an hour, dude.
Those guys are quick. I get it. But there's no excuse for guys like that to be open. The 2 top receivers on that team to be wide open in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Back-to-back plays.
172 yards. No touchdowns, but he had 172 yards, I think.
Well, because of how quick and little he's hard to tackle too. So that
because there's a lot of missed tackles.
There's a lot of missed tackles. Like, that's the other thing too. And some guys know how to tackle and some guys don't. That's like a big thing. Like, there's been like Raiders teams that like just couldn't tackle to save their lives.
Yeah.
And like the Niners from back when Harbaugh was still there, the Niners were really good at tackling. They hit you and you went down. It was, so there's teams that are like that. And yesterday they were hitting them, but they weren't bringing them down. And that can change with the speed like that. That can change a whole game. You let that happen a couple times with the Tyreek Hill, and that's a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, they were fast. They were quick. That was the other thing too.
They are very fast.
It felt like they were at least 2-3 gears faster than Buffalo was moving at that whole game.
They kind of are in general.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I completely, by the first half, I completely felt like Buffalo didn't have a chance from the first half. It just felt like they weren't all there. And for most of those guys on that team, that's their first playoff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's their first playoff experience, so they got it and under their belt. So I'm sure they'll be a better team next year. But I think they were just, I don't like saying they were happy just to be there, because I think for the first
they
time,
wanted to win.
no, they wanted to win that. But for the first time, I felt like the 4 teams that were there belonged there. Did you feel that way, you guys?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was no wild card bullshit, 8-8 team, no 9-8. It was legitimate 4 teams that truly belong there.
Those were 4 of the top 6 teams.
Yeah,
all year long.
Yeah, and I mean,
like all those teams are good, and they're close to evenly good. Like, I wouldn't bet my life on either one of them beating the other one.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think about it. Like, these spreads were what, a few points? Like,
right,
three.
They're not. You know, we're talking 3 points. I mean, they give you 3 points if you're at home. I mean, that's like, I mean, a point. That's a field goal. So, I mean, that's just above a pick'em.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is. It's going to be good football. It was good football.
They don't rap anymore because they're afraid.
No.
Well, the other thing is with Tyreek Hill is the problem is like the announcer was saying it, like guys are afraid of looking stupid.
Yeah, that's
so they don't go for it because they don't want to get shook, and mess up. So they kind of give them room, but you give a guy like that a little bit of room, and he's going to take off on you. So
well, the problem is if you double team Tyreek Hill, and you double team Kelsey. You still got that kid, Mecole Hardman, who's faster than shit. And next thing you know, he's wide open.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem. I mean, I think too, though, I feel like defensive players and like safeties and cover guys, you think that helmet thing is starting to play into the way they're tackling and kind of hesitating, making that hesitation for that tackle. Not sure.
I think sometimes, yeah.
You think yeah, because I mean, and especially because it was finally called. I love how the Browns memes came up after that. I mean, it was like instant. It was like instant after that play. All the memes went up. Like, oh,
no biscuit. There you go. But you know what though? I mean, if you look back into the days of Ronnie Lott and Steve Atwater, they couldn't play today.
Yeah,
because they used their helmets a lot back then. Okay, they would have to change their whole style.
Yeah, I think too, like Mike's saying, I think a lot of guys don't want to get what's that Jordan thing? They didn't want to be on the next Jordan poster. And it's the same thing. Who wants to be that guy standing under Jordan's legs as he's skying over you in a poster? Nobody does. And it's probably, and he's so quick, that guy. I mean, I've watched him all year, but he seemed like he was at least 3 steps faster today on Sunday.
No, he's just always that fast, and he looks faster when they don't tackle him.
He was quick, and those cuts. I mean, that to me, shit, man.
It's all about tackling. Yeah. You have to, if you get hands on him, you have to be able to wrap him up. If you cannot bring him down, he's going to bounce off you.
Yeah.
So the other thing is too, Josh Allen, you could tell he settled in. He looked rough after their first initial score. He looked, for the rest of the first half, he looked rough.
Well,
he was just making, but when they were down, like, what was it, like 9-12 or 9-14? My buddy's a Bills fan, and I texted him and I was like, if your quarterback don't get it together, this is going to be an ugly game, because he's making mistakes. He looks like he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah. Like, I think the game got to him a little bit in the beginning. He settled in.
But
by then it was too late.
I think it was too late. They were on him. I mean, defense played a difference.
Go ahead, John. No, he had the Aaron Rodgers problem in the first game. Aaron Rodgers, that one drive where they're down on the 2-yard line or the 5-yard line, he went to Devontae Adams 3 times.
Yeah.
Okay. Aaron, I mean, but Josh Allen was trying to put the ball to Stephon Diggs so many times in double coverage.
Yeah.
It's like, look for somebody else.
Yeah, look for somebody else.
But he was forcing it to Diggs. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I was just going to say that's the difference with the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the thing is who are you going to double team?
Right.
You going to double team Antonio Brown? You're going to double team Godwin. You going to double team Evans?
Yeah.
You going to
It's
double
gonna
team
be-
Gronk?
Yeah,
Right.
it's going to be tough. It's going to be
It's
Casey's
not-
got to. They're going to have a tough. They're going to have a tough game against Tampa
I
Bay.
get that they got a decent defense and stuff, but I mean, they're not facing the Bills.
No,
They're facing a team that has 4 top options.
they
Well,
win.
reception.
They win
And
that
then you
game
got a
if
Scotty
they
Miller over the bottom too.
get. Yeah, they win that game if they get to Brady because Brady's
Right, and that-
Brady's not going to scramble. Brady's
Right,
not
and
going to
that's
come
what-
out. Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Bob.
John.
No, I'm
No, go
done.
No,
No.
He said,
No,
"No,
that's
I'm done.
what-
That was it."
That's what the Packers did in the second half, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Brady threw 3 picks. One of them wasn't his fault because it got tipped. But the
Yeah.
other 2, he was getting pressure, and those things were wounded ducks for anybody to catch.
Yeah.
There was no zip on them, and they were just like, whoever wants it, come get it.
Yeah.
But because they were getting pressure on him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which line do you think? Who has the better line? Does Buffalo have a better line than Tampa?
I don't know. I might say Tampa's line's a little
Brian,
bit better.
Who's been sacked the most? Josh Allen or Brady?
Well, you can't really say that because Josh Allen can move.
Yeah,
like Josh Allen.
God, he had like
his
75
feet,
yards.
His feet are amazing. Like
He got out of some
kid,
plays. He got out of some.
He's going to be good.
Like,
that
what?
kid, I'm loving the progression that kid is making. Like I know it's taken him more time, but I think he's going to be extremely good.
Well,
Yeah,
Josh Allen's been sacked 92 times total in his whole career.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I know. I mean,
he was talking for the year.
For the year.
Yeah.
Oh, this year? 2020.
Compared to Tom Brady.
Compared to Brady, because I don't think. Well, Brady's been sacked, but
Well, the Rams got to him.
yeah, Rams
And
got
the
him.
Rams took him off 3 times.
Yeah.
And Brady's at. I just did Brady's too. Just a little while ago.
What's Mike doing over there? You doing dishes?
He is doing dishes. Although,
So that's the thing though, is because
stuff out.
Brady will just go down though. If Brady's going to get hit hard, he'll just go down. Josh
Time out.
Allen can move. So.
Time out for any of the ladies that may watch this episode. Yes, you just heard a man wash his own fucking dish and put it away. Right, Mike?
Well,
Did you
I
just?
mean,
There
I
you
didn't
go.
put it away, but I
You washed it. You fuck. That's.
Well, yeah, and then it'll go. I'll put it in. Later. I'll load the dishwasher.
Well, you're looking at Josh Allen, which is 26, and Brady is 21.
Oh, so they're close. I mean, they're
Yeah.
close. I mean, I don't
and
know.
actually, that says that Buffalo or the Bucks line is probably better because I would expect Brady to be sacked more.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Brady gets the ball off faster.
I
Brady's
was
gonna get it off
going to say
quicker.
it could be either a better offensive line or it could be the fact that he can actually throw the ball a lot quicker than Allen can.
Right.
Yeah,
you know,
Allen isn't as
get
quick
rid of it
to get
quicker.
rid of it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, 5
But-
sacks throughout the whole season really isn't that much to be really comparative wise. You can say that.
No,
they're
but you would
pretty
expect
equal.
Brady to be, if the lines were equal, you would expect Brady to be sacked more. Besides
Brady's
the fact
so
that he's
slow.
faster, he doesn't move.
Yeah.
He's a pocket passer.
He's a pocket, and he's quick. I mean, it's one.
Go
two,
ahead,
three,
Bob.
pass.
Oh, no, I
Yeah,
was just going to say, you got to give it up to the Bills' offensive line, though, because I thought that Kansas City guy was kind of cheap at the end because the whistle already blew before he threw him to the ground. And then he throws him to the ground, and the Buffalo Bills linemen just were all over that dude, man. I love that.
I love how those ref ended that. They just said, you know what, we can't win with this, so we're just going to say offsetting penalties. Get this game over with. Let's get the fuck out of here. Because I was like sitting there thinking to myself, they're going to. I knew before they even said it that was going to be offsetting because they just didn't want to deal with it. They're just like, let's get this over with. Yeah, because he came in and threw that freaking guy right to the ground. It's like, and it was a late hit. I mean, he didn't have to throw him back down to the ground.
Well, yeah, because the whistle had already blown. And when you hear the whistle, you stop play. But yeah, he had to make sure he threw him to the ground.
Yeah.
Then
And
Josh
at that
down
point,
threw
the
the
game
ball
was
at him.
over.
Yeah, and the guy gets up and he's like, he's standing over Josh Allen like he's the conqueror. And the lineman came in and took him out. I thought that was incredible.
Yeah.
I'm like, you go, Buffalo.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean, the game's over. Like, why are you hitting a quarterback like that? Like,
Yeah, especially when you're up like that.
Why are you hitting anybody like that?
Yeah.
Like, the game's over. Like, we
Yeah.
know it's over. Like, I mean, you don't got to play with Pee-wee, but you don't need to be excessive.
When they got that kick, it was the first, right? Now it was the first successful onside kick all year.
Yeah.
I was just like, holy shit, dude. I didn't even think about that until he said it. I was like, you know what? I don't think I've seen a successful fucking onside kick all year.
Oh, no. Yeah, you
In the
did.
playoffs. In the playoffs.
No, not in the playoffs, but Dallas and Atlanta, where the Atlanta Falcons just watched the ball twirl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then Dallas, it's like, come
that's
on,
true.
dude, pick it up.
Yeah. So how much do you think being at home is going to benefit the Bucks? I mean, the crowd base is going to be pretty much all Tampa Bay people, it sounds like.
I don't know, man.
Florida,
you got people from Kansas City who are probably going to come in and spend some money and get tickets.
Well, they would have to leave today, right?
No, the game's in 2 weeks.
They would
2 weeks.
have to be quarantined for 2 weeks.
No, you don't, dude. This is in Florida.
Not in Florida, you know.
I thought you still, if you coming in, you still have to be 2 weeks.
Hell no, dude. Florida's open. Florida's they're having parties at the beaches. They're getting down.
Nick, can you let us know if that's what's going on? Because from what I understand is it's 2 weeks any flight you take. So no matter where you go.
No,
John, no, way wrong.
They gave away 7,500 tickets locally to
healthcare people.
Yeah. Oh, so you're open. Okay, so if you fly in, you don't have to quarantine yourself because from what I understood is they were letting people.
Only certain cities like New York were doing that.
Yeah, see, because I just talked to a buddy of mine. He said what was going on is if he were to fly to see his family, he would have to quarantine 2 weeks before he can see him. But if he got his ticket and said he was flying to where he was going on business, he could just go right to his family, which I thought was like, what? So if everybody just say, hey, this is a business trip. Yeah, my family lives there, but this is a business trip. I'm going to go talk business with my mom.
I wouldn't even say my family lives there. I just say it's a business trip and go.
Exactly.
You're right, Nick. You have a great governor. Ours sucks.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. So they're going to fill up the stadium, 25%? Is that the total that we heard?
It looked like there was a lot of people at that Chiefs game.
Yeah, it was. I think they were at 30% capacity.
Yeah, all in the lower level or what?
Well, no, they were stretched out because you had some guys in the upper level too.
Yeah, I mean, if I had
I know. I'm just saying that lower level looked like it had a lot of people in it.
Yeah, it did.
So hey, anything you want to add to my Tom Brady stats? Is it greatest? Do we want to talk about that, or should we leave that alone this week?
The thing is like Tom Brady did great, but he did good, but it wasn't like he's not. I mean, in crunch time, he did do well. Yeah, the capacity 65,000. They ain't letting 65,000 in that mug.
Right.
But the defense was awesome in the first half.
Fuck yeah, they were.
Defense gave him 21 points.
I mean, I love what they did there at the half. You know, they had the kicking team come out there, and then they just turned around. Do you think Brady said, no, let's take a shot at this, or was it the coach?
You have to.
Yeah, you got it. And that pass, though. Talk about
the coverage. I mean, that guy who was covering.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to blame him, dude, because
that was defense.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that guy.
Well, no, the guy covered him. He cut it loose. I mean, he let him get behind him like by 4 or 5 steps.
Well, there should have been
behind you.
There should have been a safety.
Yeah.
But perfect thrown ball, though. I mean,
it's going to be a good game. I'll be surprised. What do you think? What do you think the odds are going to be, Bob?
Yeah, I
think it's probably going to open up right now, because I haven't looked. So it's probably going to open up Chiefs 3.5, and probably over under is like 57.
Yeah.
Because don't forget,
are they going to give them because they always give home a couple points.
Right.
Well, they got to.
Yeah, I mean, they get home couple points, but I think they're going to go off the previous game which was in Tampa
Yeah,
Bay.
they got. I don't. That's weird. They're not showing the.
Now 2 weeks to go. They're not going to show that yet, are
Yeah,
they?
it's 3.5.
Three and a half.
Yeah, 3.5 Chiefs. What's the over under?
57.
Wow.
I didn't even look, dude. I didn't even look.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking mid 50s is about right.
Right.
I think it's going to be, honestly, I think it's going to be a pretty good game. The only problem is Bucks are going to they're up front. Their line and stuff is better than their secondary. Their secondary is going to have a little bit of a time, but
Well, plus the Bucks lost both of their safeties yesterday, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure how long they're going to be out. Nick, what do you know?
Yeah.
The Bucks safeties. Because Whitfield, Whitfield went out, and who else went out?
Oh, I forgot this. Where's our stat guy at?
Maybe Whitfield, maybe
Right.
it's Minifield or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't
They
know.
will be
But
all right.
I mean, I don't know.
For the Bucks you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Bucks, they lost both their safeties yesterday.
Yeah, I was gonna say they actually lost quite a few.
If I was forced to put money on it, obviously I'd take the Chiefs, but
You got. Let's see here. It only goes up to the conference championships right now, but I'm just showing Antonio Brown, Evans, Godwin, Jones 2, Ledbetter, Marpet, Murphy, Pierre-Paul, Whitehead, Winfield.
Yeah.
That's the only ones I'm showing just for the conference championship. So I know Whitehead was the one that went out, and Winfield, those are the two that I saw go out. Kind of glad Whitehead went out because, he was kind of being in pain. So,
Yeah.
but, yeah.
You guys saw what I taught. Did you feel like maybe it was just me? Okay, not up Brady's fucking ass right here, but I just felt like
you are.
No.
Yeah, you are.
After that game, I said it this morning, but I thought that was really cool of him. You could see that at that presentation, he was just like, "Hey, go talk to somebody." You know what I mean? You could see he was like, "Let's not make this about me. Let's make this about Tampa Bay." He that wouldn't have happened as a Patriot. I don't think he was talking. I think but what he did there, I thought was a different type of Tom Brady. I mean, telling the guy, "Hey, you know what? Let's talk to somebody else. Let's get somebody else up here." Because you could see that those questions were just going to keep going about him.
And he knows that, and I'm sure he's tired of that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Well, here's the thing. Here's kind of why, I kind of say that you're becoming more of a Brady fan than you even say, because when I put a picture on our it's our Facebook group that we have, had nothing to do with Brady whatsoever, and you're the first one to bring up Brady in the whole entire thing.
No, well, the thing is look, no matter what, Bob has been watching a lot of football in his life. No matter what game you're watching, there's always going to be a bad call. Okay, there's always going to be a bad call.
No, I agree.
And I get that. So it's gotten to the point where it seems like for him, and I'm just saying, if I were Tom Brady, I would get tired of it because it just seems like, look, man, we fucking won, period.
Why do you think he left New England? Because that stigma was there. I mean, the stigma is still going to be with like McGuire and Sosa and Bonds the whole entire time. They're not going to be able to get rid of a stigma like that, of something that some sort of thing that they went through in their career. It won't ever leave them. And with Brady, I have a feeling that it won't ever leave him either. Always stay with him. The stigma of him cheating or was a part of cheating or what have you, and even if it was a little bit up to a huge thing, it doesn't really matter. He was still a part of it. And the fact that he goes somewhere else and now all of a sudden that team's automatically just winning out of nowhere. People put those two things together. Is kind of what I think.
Tampa's winning because they're a good fucking team.
Tampa's a good team, but having a quarterback like Brady a guy that knows his football, not necessarily because he's just, playing the best. It's just he knows his football. He can make good calls, and he still is really good in crunch time.
Yeah, I mean, every quarterback that was left in the playoffs, what was Brian, look up the ratings of the last 4 quarterbacks. I think they're all in the top. They're all top 10, top 5. Maybe.
The last 4 quarterbacks. You mean the ones that are currently
talking about?
In the
quarterbacks that played yesterday? They're all.
They were tall. They were probably all in the top. Probably pretty close to the top 10.
Yeah. So Roger, give me a second here. I actually have it up here.
Bob, what do you think about Rodgers saying the future is uncertain?
Ooh, yeah.
You know what? I don't look with Aaron Rodgers. I don't know where else he can go and be that good.
We could take. We could take him, Bob.
I think he's still mad about they drafted a quarterback, and I think he's taken a lot of heat for that last drive because the first thing ESPN did this morning was if his backup, who's his name, Jordan Love or whatever his name is,
Love, yep.
Yeah, they said, well, if Jordan Love was in the game, he'd have ran for a touchdown. I think that kind of bothers Rodgers, but I don't see where else he's going to go and get that level. Sure. But also on the whole Tom Brady thing. Okay, so the Bucks basically had the same defense as they did last year.
Yeah.
Okay, and the only thing Brady got that Jameis Winston didn't is Gronk and Antonio Brown. They had Evans. They had Godwin, they had Scotty Miller, they had Cameron Brate, they had the running backs except for Fournette. So basically, you get to see what a very good quarterback does with the same team that an average quarterback does.
Yep.
Because Jameis Winston's horrible.
Yeah.
All right. I don't care who you are. Jameis Winston is horrible. Okay. So that's the difference.
He'll throw 2 interceptions for every 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He will, but that's the big difference. I mean, Brady makes an average team a lot better. Because, like I said, the only thing Brady got that Winston didn't have was Antonio Brown and Gronk.
Yeah,
but he had everything else. And Winston sucked.
Yeah, we'll take Rodgers in a Rams uniform.
Yeah.
He ain't going to the Rams.
No, he's not, but we'll take him in a Rams uniform. We'll be more
than happy. The problem with Jared Goff is you can't get rid of him because he's still got 3 years left on a way overpriced deal. So so there's nothing you can do with Goff except for cut him and get some of your money back from, because nothing's guaranteed in football except for the signing bonus.
Yeah.
But
I like the idea.
Oh, he wouldn't last in that free market very long. Someone would pick him up if the Rams would let him go. No, not just Rodgers, but Goff too. Someone would pick him up like in a heartbeat.
You know what? This is going to sound stupid, but I would rather have Matt Stafford than Jared Goff. And Matt Stafford's on the market.
Yeah.
Yep. I was going to say he's on the market.
I like the idea.
Same with Rivers.
There's already people talking about the Niners. Because he's always wanted to play for the Niners.
Yeah.
So, and the Niners there's been talks about them getting rid of Garoppolo.
Oh yeah, all year long. I mean, Garoppolo
is they said that with the contract is made in a way that they can actually get rid of him and not really lose a lot of money.
Well, yeah, because now in football, nothing's guaranteed. There's no guaranteed money. The only thing you get that's guaranteed is your signing bonus. That's why guys get $40, $50 million signing bonuses, because if they cut you, they don't pay you anymore. It's not like baseball and basketball where everything's guaranteed.
Yeah. Can you imagine Rodgers? Rodgers is the backup to fucking to Brady. God damn.
That's just being.
You would waste too much money there.
You're just playing game. You're just playing games at that point.
Yeah, that ain't happening, Nick. Quit dreaming, Nick.
There's a salary cap, and you can't have Steve Young backing up Joe Montana anymore.
Yeah.
No. And paying them both.
Yeah. So Last year, Jameis threw. Brady was 40-12 this year. Touchdown interceptions. Last year, Jameis Winston was 33-30.
Right. Okay.
So
basically, with almost the same team, and that's the difference. Why Tampa Bay is going to the Super Bowl this year and not last year.
Yep. Pretty much.
Yep. Well, let's get into little Bob's segment here. Let me play Mr. Bob's. Do I have my bumper on here somewhere? Where is your bumper? Hold on, Bob. Don't get excited. Oh, there we go.
You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth.
Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird.
4. I'm 230. I could take LeBron to the hole.
The only way you're taking
Bob, you
LeBron
know you
James
agree
to the
with me.
hole is if you know where the catfish are biting and you got the bait. All right. Second base is easier
I
though.
love these two.
Second base is easier.
I
I
don't
played
think
both
it's-
positions. Second
Look-
base is easier. Anybody else? Except
Bob,
the
you
pitcher.
could play first base.
Every ground ball in the infield goes to first base.
Yeah.
And you want your shittiest athlete at first base? I want to play you guys because I'm going to run all day long and kick your ass.
What do you know?
I just love that last part. Just kick your ass. Show's all
All right,
yours. Bob.
what's my first topic, John?
Your first topic is going to be NBA ratings.
All right. So I've started watching a lot of YouTube, and I've got a couple, like 4 or 5 guys that I really like listening to. So I'm listening to this one guy. I love him. He's awesome. Last Wednesday night, the Celtics were playing the Sixers, and I believe the Warriors were playing the Lakers. Okay. The first game drew 900,000 people. They almost got beat out by AEW Wrestling. Okay, All Elite Wrestling almost beat the Celtics and Sixers by like 50,000 viewers. Okay? 50,000. Come on, NBA. You gotta at some point you gotta pull the. You know what? I'm only upset about this because I used to love the NBA. Okay, I would watch games all the time, and I love the fact. I mean, I hate the fact that they took my game away from me. Okay, but you're losing out to All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah,
and you've got the Celtics and the Sixers, and you've got the Warriors and the Lakers.
Yeah,
and you're losing out to All Elite Wrestling.
yeah.
Well, I got something on that too a little bit, is because All Elite Wrestling and Impact Wrestling are actually doing this little mashup together. So they're drawing a bit more ratings between the two competition-wise, like an invasion type thing going on, like it was like the old Raw thing. So that could actually increase viewership a bit, but it's not going to be enough to surpass like an NBA game. You know what I mean?
But don't get me wrong. I watch All Elite Wrestling all the time. I love All Elite because I got tired of all the drama in the WWE. Okay, and I love the fact that it's just good entertainment and it's a lot of good stuff. And the WWE, I wish they'd stop doing all this talking and just wrestle. It'd be great. But somebody somewhere has to say to like somebody, hey guys, our ratings suck and do something about it, and they're not. Okay, and it just drives me crazy because I used to love the NBA, and now it's in a dark place. It's a shithole.
Yeah. What do you think, though, Bob? I mean, we know it's what it's about. We know it's about the controversy and the bad decision making that they made. Is there any way they're going to get out of this? Are they going to have to change the game? Are they going to have to change? Because that's part of it too. I'm sure. Right? It's the way it's played.
No. Here's what was brought up on a different show, and the guy had a point. He goes, "If there's anybody with big money, start a competitive league and just play basketball without a 3-point line, and make the game back to normal." Okay. And I thought that was the best thing they could do, because there's no way you're going to get these guys right now to stop on their, and I'll get into that later, but there's no way they're going to stop on their on their woke, every white person's a racist. And I think that's what's biting them in the ass is because they went political because, liberals and conservatives buy season tickets.
Yeah.
You would think ratings would be up because everybody's at home and the only way they can watch NBA is to watch it on TV. You would think ratings would be up.
Yeah.
But they've just pissed off their whole complete fan base. I get it. The NBA is 90% black. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. But the fan base in the arenas is 90% white.
Yeah.
Don't piss off the people paying your bills.
Yeah. And another thing, Bob, to add to that, not just that that they're, what's going on as far as no one's watching it, but there's no new TV on. So there's more reason for someone to watch a live sporting event because their shows have been canceled. There's no new TV. So what you're seeing, everyone, is you're seeing people decide to watch a rerun of a fucking old show or wrestling before they watch an NBA game. That's got to send a message to them. That has to send a message to them.
But their egos won't let them.
Yeah.
Their egos won't let them. Okay, what's the second one there, John? Hold on.
Your second topic, my friend, is LeBron James being called a liar by Stephen A. Smith.
So I saw this on YouTube, and I couldn't believe it when I read the clip on it. Okay, so last week, before the Lakers played Milwaukee, LeBron James came out on the news and stuff on an interview and said that he was really pissed off that he didn't win the MVP last year that Giannopoulos did for the Bucks. Okay, He goes, out of 101 votes, I got 16. How did I only get 16? I'm the best player there is, right? And but all right, so he didn't win the MVP. So they play the Bucks. And they beat the Bucks. And then LeBron, after the game, goes, "Well, I'm just here for the team to win. I'm here just for the team. I'm here for the team. It's a team effort, blah, blah, blah." So Stephen A. Smith, I think it was this morning, he goes, and basically it was awesome. Well, listen to Stephen A. because I listened to him because half the time I think he's full of shit, but he was spot on this. He goes, "You're a damn liar. All you've done your whole career is bitch about being the best, and you were mad you weren't the MVP because you're an individual. You want to be recognized as an individual, and now you tell us it's all about the team." He goes, "You're a damn liar, LeBron. I'll call it to you to your face. I'll say it whenever I want. LeBron James, you're a damn liar." And I laughed my ass off. All right. I mean, it really didn't bother me as much as it entertained me. But it was funny as hell, and it's the truth.
What? I'm sorry, I missed that. What did LeBron say?
Oh, okay. Last week, LeBron was pissed. He came out publicly and said he was pissed. He should have been the MVP last year. He only got 16 first-place votes. The guy from the Bucks got 85 first-place votes. So LeBron was pissed that he wasn't MVP. He said, "I should have been the MVP. I'm the best player." And then when they played the Bucks this year, or a couple days ago, they beat the Bucks. And then he said, "Oh no, I'm here about the team. This is the team effort. This is the team game." So Stephen A. Smith called him a liar this morning on ESPN.
That's funny.
He is,
and I was, I was enjoying it because, like I said, half the stuff that comes out of Stephen A. Smith's mouth I don't like,
exactly,
but half of the stuff does. And I was laughing because Stephen A. was on point.
Yeah.
And he called him a liar. He said, "I will call you a liar to your face. I'll call you a liar all the time. You're a damn liar. You don't care about the team. You care about you, period."
Yeah. You think he's gotten, because I don't remember him in the beginning being like that. I mean, I know he's getting older. He's in his league. And do you think on the back of his mind, he's thinking, I want to be the greatest. I want to be considered I want to be considered Michael Jordan. Do you think that's He'll never be Michael, but it almost
and that's probably why he's always been chasing Michael for the greatest. And there's a group of people that believe he is, but I think he knows, even if the stats bore out that he was the greatest, he knows he'll never be MJ.
Yeah, I don't think
No one will ever be MJ.
Well, you know why? Okay, and this was a great point that was brought up too. They were talking about it as well. LeBron's got 4 rings. Okay, he does.
Yeah.
He's got 3 with. He's got 2 with Miami, 1 with Cleveland, 1 with the Lakers.
And one with the Lakers.
Robert Horry has 8 rings.
Yeah.
When's the last time anybody said Robert Horry was the best?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Robert Horry got 3 with the Lakers. He got some with the Spurs. Robert, I think he might have got a couple with Chicago, but Robert Horry has 8 rings.
Yeah.
Okay? 8 rings. And the reason why LeBron James will never reach Michael's status is because Michael got them all with the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah.
He didn't go chase, hey, let's you and I meet in one team. We'll have the big 3 and we'll win a championship.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan started with the Bulls, got his rings with the Bulls. Michael Jordan took his lumps because he played on some shitty teams, but he made the talent around him better. He didn't have to have a big 3 to win.
Yeah.
Because he got his team better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's on the
And
Wizards
other
for a little
thing-
bit too.
Yeah, that
Yep.
too. But that was later. But
Yeah.
the thing is Bob, you can attest to this. The been another big reason why I believe no one will ever be MJ is name another player with a top talent like that, or skill, whatever, that has ever been a showman the way Michael was. Who could put on a show the way Michael did?
That's an influence too.
Mhm.
Like Jordan had a lot of influence on the game. A huge
Yeah.
amount of it.
Name somebody that had that talent level and could put on a show and have that showmanship the way Michael did. Because it wasn't just that he was good. I mean,
So this is going to start the argument, but you guys were way
Larry
way
Bird.
too young. No, Bill Russell.
No,
Bill Russell has 11 rings.
okay,
yeah,
okay, but you know what I mean. Like in the modern,
I know,
era,
but
Wilt
you need to
Bill
go back
Russell
and
was too
watch
long ago.
You need to go back and watch Bill Russell play. Okay,
Okay.
Bill Russell changed the way everyone played defense. Bill Russell changed the way you block shots. Bill Russell was, he was a great center, but he was undersized compared to everybody else with Wilt and Dolph Shays and all these other guys. Okay, but Bill Russell knew how to play the game, knew how to turn it into a team game, and knew how to help make his guys better.
Yeah.
And that's basically what Michael did.
Well, that's the thing too. I mean, you look at Dr. J too. The style of gameplay that he had a huge influence on the future of the game versus what the game was. The same thing with Michael. He had a lot of influence on the future of the game, not what it was. I mean, there's certain people you can actually attribute to that. There's only a handful of them. There's not a lot of them, but I mean, at the same time, like if you look at the game now, if you look at those players that are chasing records, that are chasing dreams and all that stuff, they're not making that impact as it was before. They aren't evolving the game. They keep it the same thing over and over again. They keep using the same shots over and over again, and they just keep trying to score, just to try to break records now. And sooner or later, your name's going to be in the record books, but you're no longer going to be the Jordan that's going to be floating around again, because Jordan's name is still floating around there, still all the time. You look at LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, people like that, where the names are there, but they fade off pretty quickly.
Okay, so to bring up your points, what you just talked about, last week, Shaquille O'Neal got caught a lot of shit after the Nuggets beat. I forget who the Nuggets beat. Okay, but he caught a lot of shit for the way he interviewed Donovan Mitchell. And Shaq went on to say your point exactly. He said Donovan Mitchell, all he is a scorer. He brings nothing else to the game to help his team win. He's just a scorer. Shaq took so much shit from all the young guys in the NBA that he's like, well, you need to go away because you're old, you don't understand, blah, blah, blah. Shaq understands. Shaq played the game. Okay, you got to have. Michael was just not a great scorer. Michael played defense. Michael could pass. Michael could rebound. Okay, Mike had a lot of things to his game that he was just not a great scorer. Okay, so I don't think Shaq was wrong calling Mitchell just a scorer. He is. Okay, he is. That's why you look at like Steph Curry. He's a great scorer. Steph can't play defense. Steph ain't going to rebound for you.
Right.
Okay, Steph can pass. Steph is a scorer. That's basically what he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He does, and he doesn't. That's why James Harden sucks. James Harden can score, but
He's on my
if
team,
I'm on
man.
the other team,
Fuck you, Bob. He's
if
on my
I'm on
team.
the other team and it's tied and there's 5 seconds to go, I'm giving the ball to the guy who's getting guarded by James Harden because my guy's going to score. Because James Harden will not.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Great.
it's just you don't really find a lot of guys nowadays that play both ways. That's for
The
sure.
thing too with Jordan, he could take over a game. And I mean, I've seen LeBron do that, but not to the point where Jordan did it, the way Jordan did it. Jordan could just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to score 50 and I don't care who's out there. I'm going to do it.
Well, that's the thing about, like, you take somebody like Jordan. He's always constant. He's always showed up. He's always, putting out the points. He's not trying to have the, I got you moment and I beat you just once and that's that,
And he put on a show. Like I said, it was the way he did it.
Yeah,
like there's guys that can score, you know what I mean? There's guys that can score 50 points today. Like there's guys that do it. James Harden, Dame Lillard, other guys. And watching threes drop is cool, but if you go and show a game where Michael scored 50 and you put that up against a game
he's working
that somebody scored 50 today, you watch those games and you're going to be like, wow, that's cool versus wow, that was awesome. Like there was just the way he did it, the way he played the game. It was a show. People would go that didn't even like Michael would go to watch Michael play when Michael would come to town against their team because they could go see their team, but they could also watch Michael Jordan put on a show.
And the thing that's even more amazing about it is you take the era that Michael played in, and I'm not talking about the rules and stuff, but I'm talking about the era of TV and television compared to social media and TV and television today. And for us to still be talking about Michael is amazing because with the introduction of the internet and social media and all these guys having these Instagram accounts and Facebook accounts and all this stuff, and we're just fed LeBron James. But every sentence starts with fucking who? Michael Jordan. And that's amazing. To me, that's amazing because what did we have back in the 80s? 2 channels to fucking watch basketball on. And now, got the NBA network, you got fucking internet, you can go on YouTube and watch games, all this stuff. And if you look, it's fucking funny because I just realized this. If you go look at some of the YouTube clips of Jordan, they outnumber everything that LeBron has out there as far as YouTube. They're by millions because people want to see Jordan play. Even this.
And the other thing is too. The other thing is, like, I'll give you 2 points right here that people would get upset about and probably not want to accept, but they're probably true. They're a little early, but they're probably true. 1, Steph Curry's name will last just as long as LeBron James's name will last.
Probably.
2, you could say that Steph Curry had a bigger impact on the game in the way it was played than LeBron James.
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, Steph has changed the way the game is because he just passed Reggie Miller for the second place in all-time threes.
That's crazy, man.
But if you want to see a guy take over a game, I think it was in '86. It was the Celtics and Pistons in Detroit, and somebody cheap shot at Larry Bird. He got pissed. It was like late in the second quarter. And Larry Bird just went and told his teammates, he said, look, I'm going to do this. Give me the ball. If I'm double covered, I'll give you guys the ball. But I'm going to score as many as I can on these fuckers. And if you watch the second half, that's what he did. He was pissed.
Yeah.
He showed the Pistons just exactly who Larry Bird is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because that's the same way, and it's funny because that's the same way Jordan was, dude. It's just like don't. I mean, there's records or video where teammates on the other team were like, "What the fuck are you doing? Don't piss him off. Don't trash talk fucking MJ because he's gonna light us up."
Well, what's funny is they have clips of the Pistons game announcers, and they're laughing that they go, "Dude, you set him off, and it's not good. It's not good." I mean, he was taking Rodman to the hole. He was shooting, he was shooting everything over Rodman and Lambeer and just staring Lambeer down. I mean, there was no love between Bird and Lambeer.
No,
there was a lot of people that didn't like Lambeer.
No, yeah, he was not liked. The thing too, like you guys you were just talking about, when you were talking about shooting and stuff like that, and it's like there's certain players like I can close my eyes and just the way they shoot, and I can picture it all the time. I bet you that's the way with like Larry Bird. I can close my eyes and I can picture Larry Bird's stance and the way he shot. I can picture the way Jordan shot. I can picture the way Barry shot for the Warriors. I mean, do you feel like that sometimes? Can you just kind of like, if you were just to see their legs, you would know it was fucking Bird, just the way he would set his shot up. You would know if it was Jordan. You would know how it just the way they shot the ball. I mean, even on the field goal line with Shaq, you knew before it left his hand, you knew that was Shaq. If it was hitting the back of the rim,
Larry Bird one night they went into Portland and they were in the pregame, doing drills and stuff. And Larry Bird told Clyde Drexler, he goes, "Look, I'm going to cut you guys some slack tonight. I'm only going to shoot left-handed." And Larry Bird put up 40 points. Shooting left-handed.
Oh, man. Let's go.
What's my third topic?
Your next topic, I'm going to say it. These are hold on. NBA owing America an apology.
Yes.
Jacob Blake case.
All right. So this one got me started Saturday morning when I saw this. And this is the one that really pissed me off. Okay. Good Morning America with Michael Strahan interviewed Jacob Blake.
Yeah.
The guy who got shot up in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Okay. So Strahan, I love Michael Strahan, but God damn, it was a softball interview. Okay, it was. But at the 4-minute mark of the interview, Jacob Blake says, he goes, Michael Strahan asked him, "You got tased, what happened?" He goes, "Well, I had to pull the tasers out of my chest because when they tased me, I dropped my knife."
Yeah, he said it. I know.
All right. I'm like, what? You dropped your... So this is where I began to have problems because I remember the incident well. I mean, everybody stood up Jacob Blake. They put his name on the jersey. LeBron's got a 5-minute talk. The cops are shooting another unarmed man. They're shooting another unarmed black man. They're shooting another unarmed black man. He just admitted he had a knife out and he dropped it and he went down to pick it up. He's no longer an innocent unarmed man.
No, he's not.
He had a weapon.
Yeah, he had a weapon.
So where is everybody now out on the front lines going, "Oh shit, we didn't know he had a weapon. We didn't, no, they're still defending him." But he admitted, "I had a knife out."
Yep.
Okay. You're not complying. They got to tase you. You got a weapon. All right. So the NBA is still, oh no, that's police brutality. Stephen A. Smith, I mean, not Stephen A., but Kenny Smith walked off the set that night of TNT because he was pissed about the incident. Got up and walked off the show. All right. I want an apology from all these bastards who said it was another unarmed black man. They're picking on black people. No. And if Michael Strahan would have did his homework, he would have interviewed the lady that Jacob Blake just assaulted. He goes, "Well, I went over to pick up my kids, take them out for their birthday." Yeah. Right? No, he went over there. He took his ex-girlfriend's car keys. She didn't want him to take the car keys. He sexually violated her while in the house. Okay,
Yeah.
she called the cops. They even played the 911 tape, but they never asked Jacob Blake why. And Jacob Blake's like, I don't know why the cops even got there. I don't know why the cops were called. I don't know. And he just played the victim. But when he said, I dropped my knife, come on, people. Go lie to somebody else, okay? Go have sympathy for all the kids that get killed in the streets, all right? Yeah. Go have sympathy for those kids. But to still defend Jacob Blake, kiss my ass. You owe us all an apology. You do for like perpetrating that lie and still talking about that lie. He wasn't an innocent victim.
What's his name? Drew Brees. I know other players did too, but Drew Brees had him on the back of his helmet.
Yeah. That's because it was mandated by the NFL and the NBA. Okay? But go back and watch it. It's a 10-minute long video, Michael Strahan interviewing Jacob Blake. And at the 4:11 mark, he goes, I dropped my knife. I had my knife out.
I don't have the need or the patience to watch that nonsense. I watched the DA when they decided to not press charges against the police officer. Right. I watched the district attorney, or I think it was the DA talk, and then they actually had brought in, not that it matters, but he was an African American guy. I think he used to be a cop or something like that, but they brought him in, or he was a cop. I think he was like a chief. He'd led a department for years. Like he's retired law enforcement, but he does investigations. Like when they need like an outside source, right? Like somebody that's supposed to be non-biased but knows the law and all that and how policing works. So that's what he did. They called him up and said, "Hey, will you be the special investigator on this?" And he did. And he went through the whole thing and explained how it happened and why it happened. And he said, look, what people don't understand is you guys get these little clips and you don't realize that these guys were fighting with him for, more than what you saw. They tried to tase him and it didn't work.
He put one of the cops in a headlock.
Yeah, he put one of the cops in a headlock, like all this nonsense. And it's like, what's it matter? Because if you guys say, "Oh, they shouldn't have shot him," then, but if they would have just beat his ass, then you're going to be like, "Oh, it's still brutality." What's it? Excessive force brutality. What's it matter? I mean, at what point, are these guys supposed to defend themselves? Is the cop supposed to wait till he gets in a chokehold to get to start fighting back? Because he gets in a chokehold and that guy squeezes too hard and crushes his windpipe, it could be game over for him. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not putting his life up against his. Like, no. If he was doing nothing wrong, which he clearly wasn't, because the girl called and said he stole my keys, which is illegal. He already had a warrant out for his arrest.
They would have up for a warrant.
Like he knew that. He had to know that. So if he would have just went calmly, things would have gone way different.
Well, wait. So first he says, I don't know why the cops were called. Second thing he says is they grabbed me. I don't know why. And then when he was asked, why didn't you just comply? I didn't hear him. There was too much screaming going on. And I was just trying to make
bullshit because he fought with them for a minute and a half.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Bullshit. It's all bullshit. But people just believe it. So
we ready for Hank Aaron?
Yeah. Oh, man. I was going to play the slideshow as you talked about.
Okay.
I found like 10 pictures that I thought were cool.
Okay. So when I was a little kid, because I was born in Georgia, Hank Aaron was like one of my all-time favorite players. I can remember being at the bowling alley because it was my mom and dad's league night in the bar in a corner watching the TV when the game was on. I loved Hank Aaron. Hank Aaron was an icon. Hank Aaron was just an amazing player. And to me, he will always be the home run king because he did it clean. So ESPN the other night is doing a tribute to Hank Aaron. and all they're talking about is all the racism that at that time that he got death threats and all this. I understand. Okay. Jackie Robinson got death threats. Hank Aaron got death threats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But as a nation, we've evolved, and it's just like it just seemed like the whole narrative of the whole 10-minute tribute to Hank Aaron was every person's a racist, and Hank lived through that where everybody was racist. No, there was millions of white people who wanted to see him hit the home run. I was one of them. My parents wanted to see it happen because you don't often get to see history made like that.
Right.
You really don't. And at the time, I was 10, 12 years old. I didn't know what racism looked like yet because I grew up on a military base. I had black neighbors. I had Hawaiian neighbors. I had Hispanic neighbors. All of our dads did the same job. So I didn't experience any of that. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I grew up in an environment where my friends were all different shades and it was fine. We didn't have problems with it. But somewhere you got to draw the line. Okay. Yes. He went through racism. I'm glad he succeeded. But sometimes you just got to give credit to all the people who supported him,
right,
and not make it look like all of white America was against him.
Right. I'm with you
at
there.
some point.
I think they should have talked. That should have been a part of the conversation, but not the whole thing. It shouldn't have been about that, the whole thing. And I get
And
it.
it was.
And it was. I know we're at this time where there's a lot of tension and stuff, but this is a guy that changed the game. He was the home run king. I mean, talk about that. And he played for one team his whole career. I mean, these are things, right? Didn't he? I think he did, right? Didn't he stay
Well,
with
his last 2 years, he actually went to the Milwaukee Brewers.
The Brewers, the last 2 years.
Because he wanted to go back home to Milwaukee.
He wanted to go back home. So, I mean, that's what it should have been about. It should have been about his charities. It should have been about what he did during the games. And it should have been about that. It should have been about the Braves franchise, but not the whole thing, all about that and nothing else, because it just doesn't.
And here's the part that pissed me off toward the end. And I know why they did it. And that's why I don't watch ESPN a lot. And the only reason I was watching ESPN that night, because I wanted to see the results of the Conor McGregor fight. Yeah. I was waiting for that.
Yeah.
So they say, all right, so they come on and say, well, 5 of the 6 living presidents tweeted out their condolences for Hank Aaron. And they read them all, right? Okay, you know who wasn't on there?
Trump's.
Right. And you know why Donald Trump couldn't tweet out his condolences?
He's banned.
Thank you.
He's banned on Twitter.
Right? So if you know he's banned, why go 5 out of the 6 living presidents tweeted out condolences? Number one, now you make it seem like Trump's a racist and didn't want to.
Right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's the plan.
And
that's exactly what it was.
Why, I mean, and they don't get it. It's pissing me off because everything they are doing is costing them money and ratings because fuck it. Conservative people, we like sports too, okay?
Yeah.
I used to love ESPN. You used to love it. All right?
Dude, I can't stand it. I used to record First Take every morning because I loved First Take.
Yeah.
And I just tried to listen to him the other day. It was like 2 days ago. I just happened to be off and I tried to listen. I tried to watch one. And dude, I almost broke my TV. Because immediately Stephen A. Smith is just talking about how it's so wrong that there's only 2 black NFL coaches and it's pure racism and all this bullshit that there's only 2 black NFL coaches. And I'm like, dude, shut the hell up. Like, and I don't care. This and like you guys talking about this Hank Aaron thing, that's disgusting that they did that. Like, you think that's what Hank Aaron would want you guys talking about.
That shouldn't be
like
his
you
legacy.
guys are trash.
Yeah, that shouldn't be his legacy.
Like that's not what he. Come on, like that's how you're gonna remember him. You're the one that won't let the racism die. I'm sorry to say
Thank you.
And what's his name? Morgan Freeman said it. He was like, you want racism to end? Stop talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Stop talking about it. And that's the problem is they won't let it die, and they're going to continue to do it. And it's just because every little thing that happens, if a black person does something to a white person, it's not racism. It's just, he's just a bad person doing something to somebody. If it's a white person doing it to a black person, it's automatically racist. Every time. End of story. And it's like, no, that person's just a shitty person. At least when white people do things, at least we're like, yeah, lock that fool up, or yeah, the cop should have shot his ass. He was acting a fool.
Yeah.
Like he was acting stupid. But people of color don't do that. It's just, oh no, you're just going after the black guy or the Mexican guy. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just stupid, and that makes it disgusting that they did that.
Yeah, he's a good boy. He went to church. He would do nothing wrong.
Yeah. It's just so sad that's what Hank Aaron's. That's what they would choose to talk about. Yeah. Like the guy was great. I mean, even me that never got to see him, I know who Hank Aaron is. Yeah. Hank Aaron, that's a big deal. Like for me, I'm like, man, that sucks to see. Like to watch people, even though he was before my time, it sucks to see somebody like him pass away because he's such a big icon.
He's an ambassador of the game, man.
Yeah. And it's just like Michael Jordan. Like people don't like you know me. We loved him. We loved these guys. I would have loved to have seen being old enough to see Hank Aaron play, or to see what's his name, who you just talked about too, the first black player.
Jackie Robinson.
Jackie, like being able to see that would have been super cool to see people. Like that's the thing is like, it's like you guys just you won't let it go.
Right.
And I'm sorry to tell you, you shouldn't even be talking about it because you don't know what it's like for him.
Right.
You didn't grow up in that era. You didn't know what it was like for Hank Aaron. And stop acting like this is the 1940s or the 1950s or the 1960s. This is 2020, all right?
That's the whole thing. I mean, the Braves moved to Atlanta in 1966, okay? The most racist and whitest part of America, and he had millions and millions of white people rooting for him to succeed. All right? But you don't hear about that. You just hear about, he got 300 letters a day his last 2 years when he was chasing the home run because they didn't want to see him break Babe Ruth's record. But there was a lot more people who wanted to see it happen. Yeah. Okay, I might have seen him play 3 or 4 times on Baseball Game of the Week because there was basically the Saturday game and the Monday night game, and that's all you got.
Yeah, I remember that, Bob. I remember that in Philadelphia.
Yeah, unless the World Series was on, and then you got a game every day. And by the way, I miss daytime World Series games. I really do.
Yeah, right. Being at school, listening to the game on the radio.
Or if they did daytime, I would think they should do it on the weekend.
Right.
I think that'd be great. Daytime on a middle, 1 o'clock on a Saturday or something like that.
Well, especially now, that'd be awesome. Because so many people, there's so much going on the weekends now, and people are just, I mean, I see it because we go hiking, but people don't want to sit at home and watch sports anymore. They really don't.
Well, right now is
on the weekends. I'm talking about the weekend.
Yeah. But you know what though? In 2007, I went back to the Florida Georgia game. Okay, they're 3 hours ahead. St. Louis was playing the Colorado Rockies in the World. Or no, the Rockies were playing the Red Sox in the World Series then, right? Every game started at 9 o'clock at night. I never got past 11. I was asleep.
Yeah.
But during the daytime, everybody got to watch the whole game. People on the East Coast get screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do.
Because I don't know how they do, because we went out to the Monday night. They had the Monday night football party. So we were in Jacksonville. We went out. They had a couple players there. and the bar is packed between 6 and 9. Bar is packed. The game kicks off at 9 o'clock or 8:30 now, right?
Yeah.
Everyone goes home. The bar's empty.
The bar's empty, man. I missed that. That's one thing growing up like here. I didn't see it when we moved here in the 80s, but growing up in Philadelphia, and the next door neighbor, he has little black and white TV on, sitting on his porch, watching that Monday night game or watching that baseball game. That's how I got, into baseball, because baseball wasn't big in South Philly for kids. I mean, it was football and basketball and hockey. Right. Hockey was number one. We played hockey all the time, but seeing that old guy in the summertime sitting out on his porch with his little black and white TV, sitting on that milk carton with his antennas, and it just scribbled on there, just to watch the Phillies game. And I'm like, you could just get on your roof. You can watch, because we were so close to the stadium. I was like, you just get on your roof, dude. You can watch the game from your roof. But yeah, I missed that. It came here. It was really different. But I think it is the way it is everywhere. I mean, I just think people are just so more busy. I don't know how to put it in the right way. It seems like to me, people have got more stuff going on, to where I see fewer and fewer people kind of just wanting to sit down and watch a game. They want to watch the game or listen to the game, but
the other thing is, you got to think about too, though, is right now with a lot of things closed down,
right?
People are not going out as much.
Yeah, they're not.
See, that's the thing is, so you're missing. You're thinking about it as like, oh, it's on the weekends they want to go out. No, they don't go anywhere but work.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm saying.
Work. People are working from home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So people want to go hike on the weekends and when they're not working and stuff like that. But when stuff gets back to normal life, when people are going to work and actually working at a job and going somewhere, going to dinner after work or something like that, they're gonna, on the weekend, they're gonna be like, you know what, I do want to stay at home because I've been gone all week. That's the difference is. People are using the weekend to get out because they're not doing anything.
Hey, Brian, you got our stats ready? You want to show us? Let's see who's buying drinks.
Not me.
Well, I know.
I got the Chiefs game right.
I know I lost that game because I picked the Bills, which I expected. I mean, I kind of knew that. I just picked the Bills because it was the Bills. Because I didn't want to pick the Chiefs.
Same way.
Even though I
really
if I
thought
was betting on it, I would have picked the Chiefs. But I didn't want to.
I felt like, I think I got my emotions in that. I just wanted that one win for my Uncle Paul. I mean, just for all Buffalo Bills fans. I mean, it felt like
that's what it was for me too.
It was that emotional.
I wanted Buffalo.
Pick.
I wanted Buffalo to be in the Super Bowl. I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
Buffalo needs a running back.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, man, they do really bad. That would change up so much.
It would.
If they had a good, solid running back.
You let me know when you're ready, Brian.
They've got Singletary, but he's small. That they need a big back. I mean, a big back who's.
Yeah.
A guy that can get you 3-4 yards every time, just a bulldozer that can take it downhill. Yeah, and get you that 4 or 5 yards on the first down.
From Alabama.
Yeah,
you got to keep the thing. That's what I was thinking during the game. I was like, man, they need a running back to keep the defense honest.
Yeah, and Josh Allen can't keep running 75 yards a game. He needs a running back there to take some of that pressure off of him. He shouldn't be running for 75 yards per game. He's white. He shouldn't be doing that.
Dude, he's a great runner.
No. There's a difference between a great runner and how he runs, because he doesn't run like it's awkward when he runs. He's a big guy. I mean,
but he is. For a running quarterback, he's
doing
good.
This shit. Yeah, I mean, he's doing this shit. He's shaking shit off. He's trying to.
He knows when to run.
Yeah, he does know.
He can move pretty quick. And he's a big boy, so he can hit somebody.
Yeah.
It's not like, he's just going to lay down. Like, he can hit someone. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being Fresno State? That's the only school he wanted to go to was Fresno State.
Yeah.
And they would not recruit him, so he went to Wyoming.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I'm sure they feel real stupid. Real stupid. Oh, well, I wonder how good he was in high school.
Well, he only got one scholarship offer, and that was to Wyoming. But he really wanted to play at Fresno State. But Fresno State had I think Derek Carr had just graduated, and I don't know who their backup was who was going to get the job. But Fresno State wouldn't even give him a look because he's from Fireball, which is down in that area.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Hey, Brian, you ready?
Brian.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm just actually adding something in here real quick.
Oh, hold on. We gotta wait.
That dryer's still going? It's a super spin or what?
Did it, man. Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
Or here's the new one. It's for the other show. He didn't like it, but I'm using it here.
Get the fuck out! Ah, damn, that felt good.
Fuck out. That felt good. I love Entourage. Who did not watch Entourage? You didn't watch it? Oh yeah.
I loved Entourage.
That was fucking great show.
Brilliant. Oh, yeah, it was a good show.
Brilliant show. Brilliant. Dude, there was that run on HBO. They just had it locked down. Yeah, fucking Sopranos, Entourage. They just had
Entourage, yeah.
They had it locked. Dude, they got so many subscribers just from those two shows. It's like, oh, you got to see Entourage. Oh, you need HBO? All right, I'll sign up for it.
I can't wait to see if what's her name actually watched Field of Dreams.
I told her to watch.
Becky.
I can't.
No, that was Kathy.
Kathy.
Yeah, I can't wait to see if she actually watched it.
She hasn't seen The Godfather. She hasn't seen that Field of Dreams. She hasn't seen The Sopranos. I'm like, wow, you're missing out on some amazing fucking TV and movies, man. There's a couple. Shane, my brother-in-law's never seen The Godfathers. I was just like blown away by that. I mean, he's such a movie buff, and as just like you'll sit through. Okay, every time the Lord of the Rings would come out, the new movie. He would play the previous movie on his big screen for us to watch, and then we would go to the midnight showing. So you think about that. Those are 3.5 hours a piece. So before the last one was on, we had to start that first movie at 4:00 in the morning to get to watch all those other movies before we could go to the midnight showing of the last Lord of the Rings. And I was just like, you've watched all these fucking movies, all these Star Wars movies, and you've never seen The Godfather. And you ready for this? Well, let's see. Shane is 40 something. So I get why he might not have seen Saturday Night Fever, but I mean, still, come on, Saturday Night Fever, dude. I'm like,
oh, dude, that's a classic.
It's a classic movie. I'm willing to bet Mike has never seen Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night Fever
with John Travolta.
I actually think I have. It was just a very long time ago.
Okay.
Best soundtrack ever.
Yeah, it is the best soundtrack ever. Hey, Brian, what are you doing, dude? Are you ready? Is the washing machine still going?
Yeah.
Pop us up, Brian.
You ready?
Yeah, I just got to zoom in. Give me a second. And we're zoomed in. Here we go.
Okay.
All right. So
hold on.
Nuclear reaction with the flux capacitor.
This part I love.
Fuck you, science.
I should actually show you what I was working on, which is actually our NFL's best stuff from last week. Trying to get a nice list compiled together for our stats and everything.
Jesus Christ! Look at that work he's got going.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah.
Brian, you got too much time on your hands, brother.
You need to get laid.
I'm actually going through all the players that we talked about last week and trying to actually figure out a good way of comparing everything without adding so much data, and that's kind of what I'm coming up with. So yeah, it's fun times.
You're insane.
Wow, nobody had the actual Super Bowl.
Nope.
Yeah. None of us.
We're all like, oh, Mike's 1-1. Brian's 0-2.
Yep.
He sucked, Brian.
Well, see, I'm also one of those, like, I actually like to root for the underdog because, I'm a Vikings fan.
See, that's the thing is, if I really did, I knew the Chiefs were going to win.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just picked the Bills because I wanted to pick the Bills.
Yeah.
You guys know, if we go back and look at the tapes, you guys gave shit, and you guys got to admit this. I said the two teams I talked about before the season started that I liked, I said the Bills are going to be good because I liked them last year and they were good and they got Stephon Diggs. And I said we're going to be good. And you guys, all three of you, were like, you're crazy. You just like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I'll check the tapes. I'll check the tapes.
And I remember you guys were giving me shit for my Bucks take. So I said the Bucks were going to be good.
Say that. How much money we put on this if you didn't actually say that?
I think he did.
Oh, I know. I said it.
I
for
remember
a
him saying it. I remember him saying it.
I think I got him at 10-6.
Yeah, I think we made fun of him for licking Brady's balls on that too.
Yeah, you guys were giving me a lot of shit.
Oh yeah.
Saying I was just a Brady lover, and I told you guys but I actually, and the same thing with the Bills. I told everybody the same thing with the Bills. I was like, you guys are sleeping on the Bills.
No. I picked the Bills to win the division.
Yeah, I really
at divisions.
Yeah.
And if the Bills, if they get a running back next year, really.
I'm telling you right now, if I was a Bills GM, I would find a way to trade up and get Najee Harris from Alabama.
A bad idea. Yep.
I've been hearing some rumors about Diggs that he might not want to stay there anymore. So
I don't know why.
Because he felt like
a couple teams he could go to that would be.
Yeah, but he felt like he wasn't being thrown to enough.
He had 141 fucking catches.
Did you read that?
That was it this morning or yesterday that he was?
No, it wasn't. Said that
it wasn't for the whole season. It was for the championship game.
Yeah, he was double covered the whole fucking time, dude. I mean, shit, he had something. At one time, he had 3 guys on him.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Well, I know, but that's from what I read. I'm going to find the article and send it to you. But yeah,
he was not open. Okay.
Yeah.
And trust me, Josh Allen tried to give him the ball.
Yeah.
I'm yelling at
he did.
Everyone else is open.
Technical question, you guys like the yellow background better? It kind of brightens things up a little bit.
Yeah, it's all right.
All right.
So, and then for our spread,
look at that
real quick. Was pretty much all of it.
I got the over.
You got the over.
Yep.
I got I got my ass kicked on the Bills Chiefs game. Yeah. Brian got beat. John.
I did good.
John, yeah, you won one there, and you went 2-2. I went 1-3.
Yeah. I'm buying drinks.
Mike got the Bucks, but he was wrong on the under.
Yeah.
And he was wrong about the Bills, and he was right about the over. Yeah.
Yeah, see, like I was saying, I just the Bills I just wanted to pick just because.
See, and I actually think like everyone was saying, I want to follow Bob, but I think that's where everyone else kind of lost it.
Oh yeah, don't follow Bob. No.
that was Brandon. That was Brandon.
Who said?
No. The only time you should follow Bob is if he's going out to dinner to the buffet, and that's the only time you should follow Bob.
Yeah, and I asked him, like, are you sure you want to follow Bob? Yeah, just change mine around a little bit so it doesn't look like I'm exactly following Bob. Well, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And then I didn't get fully Nick's on here. So
I'm sure. Well, we did pretty good. We did good. I think we did really good this year. I mean, for the way we picked games this year, and being this first time that we're doing this show, and with COVID and the way we did our picks at the beginning of the year, I think we all did. I think we all did really well. And you could pull that back up, Brian, if you want. I mean, we are all high 50s, right, and 60s.
Oh yeah, on the season picks, yeah.
On the season pick, I think we did really good for not knowing anything and picking before 2 weeks before the season started. I think we were pretty amazing. I mean, look at those numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, Bob's at 64%. I'm at 50 or yeah.
59.
59. I mean, that's pretty damn good.
We're all making money there except for Frank.
Yeah, Frank. Yeah. I think
even with everything else, the stats wise, we're all.
Yeah, I think next year, if we can do it quickly next year, I think we can. I mean, it's up to you guys if we want to do it at the beginning of the season or do it during each week. We just kind of have to be pretty quick about it because it's a lot of games and 4 of us picking for the whole week. How do you guys want to do that next year?
I think I liked it. I liked it this year because of the unknown, but to see how your teams are going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We didn't have all the injury updates and stuff. So picking it before all that, and we were all pretty successful. I liked it.
Okay.
As long as we got like all of our stuff put together by like a week before preseason or a week before everything starts, I think that'd be a good way to do it.
Yeah.
Then everything in between time there, if we want to change something, I guess that we could actually make a rule that we have the ability to change before that 1 week prior to, and then after that it's all set.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple changes we'll do with the fantasy football and the champ down there. I think because look at him. I think you still haven't shown the ring. You have the ring there, or is it still in the truck?
Oh no, I haven't.
All right, go get that motherfucker.
There
Show
you
that.
go.
Show that fucker.
I gotta get it. I gotta get it engraved.
I think. Yeah. Let me know how much it is, Mike. I'll pay for it.
Hey, so,
I don't even know where you'd go. What jewelry store now, right? That's the only way.
I think I could take it to Things Remembered. I think they do.
Okay. Yeah. Things Remembered.
So, all right. So now that all the rants and stuff are over, what else bothers you guys in sports?
I don't know. I really have. I really don't have anything that's bothering me. Look at that baby. Show that. You get a gold chain. Get a gold chain for that mofo.
There you go. Flavor Flav. Hey, last week I had talked about how college basketball was changing because guys were getting all the one and done. Yeah. And the top teams weren't doing great. John Calipari had a meltdown because they lost 2 games in a row. They lost to Georgia and they lost to somebody else. But my favorite meltdown was Mike Krzyzewski. They lost to Louisville. And right now they're 500. It doesn't look like they can get into the tournament. Okay. So this kid reporter from the Duke newspaper they're doing the interviews after the game, and he asked Mike Krzyzewski, he goes, "So after this game, how do you think what are you guys going to work on for the rest of the season?" And Krzyzewski had a minor meltdown that he's never had before. He goes, "Kid, what are you talking about? We focus one game at a time. What's your major?" Econ. Okay, so imagine you just got out of a very hard econ test. How do you feel? He just
Oh, really?
That's a student.
We're not going to apologize.
Oh, shit.
But
he did or didn't?
You've never seen that before from Coach K.
Yeah, he's pretty calm.
Yeah, and if you look at the top 15, who's in the top 15 now? All the big names are not there. Now you're getting like the Villanovas, the Butlers, the Gonzagas that are always there, but Michigan State's not there. I mean, all the perennial powerhouses in college basketball are not in the top 15. It's a bunch of teams that have 4-year starters, juniors and seniors, but it's the teams that don't have these freshmen one and dones. And Kentucky has 5 of those kids.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
one of the things too, though, some of those schools that you talked about, sometimes you get guys in their late 20s on that team, on those teams.
Well, sure. That's if they've done military service or
Yeah.
they've done something else and went back to school.
Right.
But for the most part, they're all 18, 19, 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry. But everybody's going to the talented freshman kid who can shoot threes, and the game is just getting away from. That's why, you know what? You asked us last week if we could make rule changes in any sport.
Let's go into that. You can start, Bob.
Okay. If I could change the rules, I would do away with the 3-point line in the NBA
for the NBA. Now,
and college.
what would you change for baseball? That's tough, huh? The historian in you doesn't want to change anything.
I would change
the DH.
I would probably change the rule where the whole catcher blocking home plate on a throw.
You don't.
I know, because what it's done is give the catcher too much power, because if he gets the ball first, he can block the whole plate and the guy can't slide into him. So he's got to slide around and find a way to touch the plate.
Right.
If the catcher has the ball, he's got to leave part of home plate exposed so the guy has a chance to score.
Yeah. Exactly.
You can't block the whole plate, and the guy's got to slide around and try to get it with his hand. You know what I'm saying? Yes, you want to get rid of the collisions, but you also want to give the guy scoring a chance, man.
Yeah. They took the collision out. You can't come.
Yeah.
You can't buy.
Yeah. They did it after. It was right after Posey. Right? After Posey broke his. Yeah. After he got his leg broke.
Posey broke his ankle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
football, Bob. What are you changing in football?
Okay. This is a rule I would implement, okay?
You would add this rule.
I would add this rule. If you get a turnover, the whole fucking team can't run to the end zone and celebrate, okay?
I think the celebration thing should stop.
Someone gets a fumble, the whole fucking team runs to the end zone, and they got to have a celebration, okay? I would flag that, okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's.
I would if you score a touchdown, go ahead, celebrate. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But if you get a turnover, you're tackled on the field. There's no rhyme or reason why the whole team has to run to the end zone and celebrate.
Yeah.
I'd bring the kickoff back.
Yeah.
To where it was.
Yeah.
Kiss my ass.
That's your football.
I like returns, man.
Mm-hmm. So do I.
Yeah, me too. I think it took a lot away from it. It's pretty basic now. It's pretty basic. Unless the kicker muffs one, you're not going to see hardly any more returns. And that was the funnest. That was the fun part of the kickoff was, the possibility of someone running it back for a touchdown. Mm-hmm. And now that's, who wants to see a guy kick the ball into the end zone every damn time?
Yep. See, I'm one of those that if it like for two rules for me for football would be, one is get rid of fair catch. And
you just want to get rid of that.
Oh well, damn!
Yeah.
You're you can't do that.
Fucking headhunters, dude.
Yeah.
You're talking about people dying.
Pull up if you in your spare time. Pull up a guy named Leon Bright. Leon Bright played for the New York Giants back in the day. Leon Bright would never fair catch. Leon Bright got assassinated like 3 times. He was about to catch the ball, and the guy just like killed him. Okay, I mean, Leon Bright. They put the paddles on him to bring him back. Well, yeah, pull up Leon Bright, man. Leon Bright would never fair catch. He just got assassinated.
We had
and that's why they call it fair catch.
Yeah, my one fire that was like that.
Well, hold on.
And then my other one for football would be, the one thing I get really sick of is when they kick it up for a kickoff and it always just goes in the end zone. I would kind of want that to be re-kicked so it has to be in play versus out of.
Well, that's what I meant by bringing it back. They would back it back up 5 more yards because that's what changed it. I mean, you would still get guys that would kick it to the end zone, but you'd get way more run backs before this.
I think you should.
But they did that for a reason.
Period. I think you should have to run it back. Period. Whether it's kicked into the end zone or not. You catch it. You run, bitch.
They don't want run backs because they changed it because they said people were getting hurt.
Yeah, they're getting
hurt.
Yeah,
3 people were getting hurt. Right.
Well, then what's the point of having it if they want to get rid of it?
Because they didn't want to completely ruin the game, just slightly.
It's dumb.
Yeah, that's a big change. They take that away.
When the Rams won the Super Bowl in 1999, they had a kick returner named Tony Horn. Tony Horn had, I think, 4 or 5 runbacks that year on kickoffs. He had 2 in one game against the Saints.
Yeah,
and that was just like one of the most exciting plays in football is the runback.
Oh hell yeah, it is.
God,
Punt return kickoff, yeah.
And
I mean, Tony Horn was the man.
And a pick six. I think those are the 2 most exciting plays in football, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
But 2 years later, Tony Horn wound up in jail for
he did. I was just gonna say he was that guy that got busted for the cocaine.
No, that was Darrell Henley. Darrell Henley was back in the mid '90s. Darrell Henley was a defensive back for the Rams, and he was running cocaine.
Yeah,
and he had, I think, 2 or 3 Rams cheerleaders who were moving cocaine for him, and they all got arrested.
Yeah, you might as well pack it in the fucking.
Darrell Henley is. I think Darrell Henley's still in jail. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I was trying to think on basketball. I think I would implement kind of like what the NFL has, where they have the challenge flag, something like that. But then if like a call, like say like someone like LeBron James, who like you barely just poke him and he falls over. If it's found out that the guy was faking, then the opposite guy actually gets a technical foul, and not the guy who did it.
Well, they do already have a flopping rule.
Yeah, but it's not.
Really, they just don't enforce it.
No.
So there, I forget who the Lakers were playing, but somebody backed down LeBron and barely touched him, and LeBron just fell backwards. He's laying on the court, and they're playing around him, and he won't get up.
Yep.
And they didn't call, and they wouldn't call a foul. LeBron is just laying there on the ground.
Yeah,
wasn't there a team just within the last few months that
they should have called a technical on him?
Yeah, when LeBron was playing and he barely touched someone, and then they flopped over, and then LeBron ended up getting called for a foul or something like that.
Yeah,
he got so mad at it. I can't remember exactly what game it was. I think it was like white uniforms or something like that. But it was. I saw that and I'm like, well, that's kind of hilarious, actually.
Yeah,
I'm getting tired of the referees in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. By the way, I don't mean to change course, Mike. We'll get to your rule changes in a second. I'm watching a clip of the Chicago Bulls and the Lakers the other night, and on what fucking planet are the Chicago Bulls wearing green basketball jerseys? All right, they're red and they're white.
Yep.
Leave the uniforms alone.
And black.
Right.
Yeah.
On what fucking planet are the Chicago Bulls green?
Well, they had black for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had black for a while.
That's pretty much about it. All teams have home, away, and alternate. I believe it is.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, you should have a jersey that matches with your logo or your team instead of like, unless it's like some sort of like, what the NFL does, like the throwback jerseys or something like that, that actually has some sort of substance to it. Not like off kilter. Like I just want to be like bright orange today. Like just cause like it makes no sense.
All right, Mike, what are your rule changes?
So baseball's hard, man.
Because there's nothing really wrong with baseball.
Baseball's hard.
DH. Get rid of the DH. I know you're going to hate me for that, Bob.
No, I love the National League's not doing the DH, but I kind of actually like the DH full time in the World Series.
Yeah, me too. I like it. I mean, like I said, for football, I would back up the Oh, the rule where it rolls out of the end zone. That's stupid.
Yeah.
A touchback.
And I would back up the kick. Basketball. I don't know.
I like Bob's. Get rid of the 3
I think they should enforce the flopping rule way more. I wish they would do that. And I mean, it's not really a rule change, but I'm just tired of the referees in basketball because they're just calling, like, they're getting way too quick to call technicals and stuff. It's getting ridiculous. Like they kicked Draymond Green out of the game a couple of days ago, and it came out that, and everybody was like, "What the hell is going on?" And like Kurt even was like, "Can I challenge that?" Like, because he was yelling. There was some talking going on coming down the court, but then he was backing up and he was yelling at he was talking to one of his teammates, telling him something, which Draymond does all the time, especially on defense.
Yeah,
he does that. He's the leader of the defense. And they called the technical on him and kicked him out. And it changed the whole pace of the game changed after that. The whole game was ruined. The second half of the game was, I was like, oh, that's it. The Warriors aren't going to, they did not win that game purely because of that. If Draymond was in that game, they had a great chance to win that game. It was a really good game. And then the second half, it just looked completely different because Draymond wasn't there. Yeah. And their defense fell apart, literally fell apart. And it was like, what do you expect? Like, it was stupid. It was so irritating that they did that.
Last week, the Warriors played the Lakers. I didn't watch the game, but I saw the interviews after. The referees had called LeBron 3 times that game for traveling. Because now they're going to start to enforce traveling. Because what LeBron does is he'll take a step with his right, move it back, and then he'll take a step with his left and move it back. And once he moves his right again, that's traveling because he moved his pivot foot, but they never called it before. So LeBron gets called for traveling with like 15 seconds to go, misses a 2-point shot. Warriors win by 2. They came back from being down like 20 to win.
They were down 20 in the first quarter.
Yeah, and LeBron comes on at his post-game interview bagging on the refs like a spoiled little bitch.
Yeah, he did.
And even Laker fans on Instagram and stuff told him to shut the fuck up. That's why you'll never be a great Laker, because nobody else would bitch like that.
Yeah.
John, what are your role changes?
Well, the DH is one in baseball. I'm trying to think of another one in baseball I think I would like to see changed. But there's really none. I mean, you guys will hate me, but I would like, I've said it before, and we got this. We live in a generation of technology. Get rid of the umpire.
No.
I knew he was gonna fish you guys.
No.
That would be
the day baseball does that is the day I will stop watching baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. I know a lot.
1,000%. That's the day I'll stop watching baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll ever do it.
Okay,
that would ruin the game.
Take away the tie.
What you do is you pay attention to what the umpire calls.
Right.
If he's given the low strike, you swing at the low strike. If he's given the high strike, you got to swing there. Every guy's zone is a little different, but they're all relatively
that's a big part of the game.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I'm just toying.
As a pitcher, you got to know who you're pitching to as an umpire and call a pitch to his zone. And if you're a hitter,
adjust.
Right, you got to adjust to the umpire's zone.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in football, the 2-point conversion, that whole situation needs to be changed. And
why?
I just where the ball goes, if it goes into the end zone, I mean, goes in the back of the end zone, the defense gets the ball back plus the 2 points. I don't like that. They should get the ball, I think, but not the points as well. I don't like that. Either or, give them the points and give the ball back to the offense, or give the ball to the defense and no points. It shouldn't be both. It shouldn't be both.
No, if you're on offense and you're running down the field and you fumble the football, and it rolls out the back of the end zone,
Nobody gets
I
points.
think nobody gets points, but I don't even think the other team should get the ball.
Yeah, I don't
No, I
think
think they should put it back on the 25-yard line.
yeah.
No, I think you should. I think the play should just be like an incomplete pass. Like you just
A dead ball.
You lose the dead ball. You lose the down.
Yeah.
And you go back to the spot
the line of scrimmage.
Where if it's second down and 5 and or second down on the 10-yard line and you run for 5 yards and then fumble the football and it goes out, you lose the down and it's now third down on the 10-yard line. I just think you should lose the down.
Yeah.
Because any other time it goes out of bounds on the sideline, you get the ball where it went out of bounds.
Right.
Where it went out of bounds.
Exactly.
So I don't get why it should be any different in the end zone.
Do you guys want to do our picks for the Super Bowl now, or do you guys want to wait till
next
the numbers
week
until they adjust? Yeah, we'll get a good
next week.
read what's going to happen because everybody's should be.
The
good
points aren't going to change a lot.
I don't think they're going to change a lot.
Yeah, I really
I don't see it changing.
I really don't think it's going to be a huge difference, to be honest.
Okay.
But we'll wait till next week.
We'll wait till next week and then do that. And,
because somebody could be like get hurt and not play, or somebody might get COVID and can't play.
Yeah, might get COVID. That's what I was thinking. God, how much that would suck. Can you imagine that 2 days before the game starts and fucking Patrick Mahomes gets COVID? Dude.
That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, and I don't think they would want to lie. It would be not a good idea to say.
Right.
And then find out, oh yeah, Patrick Mahomes had COVID.
If it's a big enough player, I think
did you see that Cole Beasley broke his fibula in week 16 and he still played?
Yep.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was doing his Jack Youngblood impersonation.
Oh,
it must be It must have been just a hairline fracture.
Oh, hey,
obviously,
Brian, give us your wrestling. Your wrestling. Go into your.
Oh, I found out this week, actually over this weekend here, that apparently the WWE Network is going to be no more, and what they're going to do is they're going to move all their content over to NBC Universal instead on their Peacock app instead. There's going to be a price change. It's going to be about half price instead. I'm not sure about the content and how much content they're actually moving over. I'm trying to figure out what they're moving over, but from what I understand, it's going to be most of what's on the network, and including all the new stuff too. So, which means stuff that's going to be on the USA Network at the same time, I believe.
Oh,
so
wow.
Which could be a little strange. So I think that's going to be actually pretty interesting.
I had read where now that they're losing the NBC Sports, some of the minor NASCAR races that they would play on NBC Sports is going to go over to the USA Network next year.
Right.
Oh, wow. Well, doesn't NBC own USA Network?
See, that I'm not 100% sure, but I do know Comcast owns NBC.
Comcast owns NBC, and I think they own the USA
That's
Network.
why those who have Comcast
as
their cable provider, they actually get $5 off the Peacock app. So basically, you can get the premium version for free.
Yeah.
So for those of you who have that.
I can't do Comcast.
Yeah, see, it's
owned by. I love Comcast.
USA Network is owned by Disney.
Okay.
I have direct.
Yeah.
I used to.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm curious about is if they're going to actually have SmackDown on there if it's on the USA Network, because they actually have a contract with them. I have heard too that USA Network is actually really upset with the ratings on SmackDown too. So who knows what's going to happen? They might just say screw it and move to some sort of NBC channel instead. I don't know, but
USA Network is owned by NBC Universal Television and Streaming Division of NBC Universal subsidiaries of Comcast. So yeah, they own it.
Mm-hmm. So if you want my honest opinion on why the ratings are down for the WWE, there's too much talking, not enough wrestling. There's too much drama in their storylines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think I think it helped. The story was fine, I think, but when you had the fans interacting with the story, now that they don't have that, and it's just them up there blabbing and screaming and yelling, and you don't have 60, I don't know how many people they get in those fucking stadiums. I know they're packed every night for those fights, but you got 35,000 people screaming while they're doing their stories. It's a lot different. I mean that was the thing, like my grandmother, she loved that part of it. She loved those stories and how they, what they did, where they came from, the Iron Sheik, how he hated everybody. And they were just great stories. I mean, I don't know who writes their stuff. I'm sure they got writers. I mean, just like a TV show. I mean,
well, that's just the thing right now is right now in WWE, like their hot ticket is NXT. Like that's where like the people who aren't going to sit there and BS and all that stuff. And like, there's no like, Roman Reigns is going to play every match type thing is there.
Right.
That's their underground. That's their bread and butter. That's actually what they have. That's the one I actually really enjoy watching. It's a lot different. Right. It's got the war games from old WCW. It's got old WCW stuff in there. That's the one I like watching the most, to be honest. They actually have characters, built up people. They actually have good wrestlers in there, performers, I should say.
Yeah. But I just don't think that the first 15 minutes of every show, there's 2 or 3 people standing in the ring with microphones talking shit.
Yeah.
I think people want to see less of that and more wrestling.
Okay, well, it's different when it was like the whole DX thing. It was actually funny and hilarious to watch. Like,
I love DX, dude.
That was an entirely different story versus now where they just blah blah blah. Like, I'm here and I'm going to beat you.
Right.
That's like I heard that Goldberg's gonna be on tonight and he's gonna take on McIntyre actually. And I'm like, okay, so they're gonna go in there, chit chat a little bit and walk out. Like that's really about it. Like I'm not too worried about it. But
actually, Drew McIntyre came out, Goldberg came out, and then Miz and Morrison came out, and Goldberg and Drew McIntyre beat up Miz and Morrison.
I gotcha.
You ruined it for Brian. You ruined it for him.
I'm gonna watch it anyways. but no, if you look at like places like Impact Wrestling or AEW or even ROH has got some fantastic performers, I should say, on there.
That's why I like AEW.
Yep, AEW is the same way. It's AEW is actually built from wrestlers who left WWE and built their own. And then you got your Jericho, you've got your Cody Rhodes, you've got other wrestlers that actually went over there too. I can't remember. I'm actually losing names right now.
Now John Moxley.
Right. Yep. All those people went over there.
You brought in Kenny Omega from New Japan and ROH. Kenny Omega came in.
Yep.
Young Bucks, and I think what AEW's problem is their roster's getting too big where not everybody can be a headliner and is going to start showing.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Mike, when's the last time you watched a wrestling match?
Ooh, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
I used to be into it when I was younger.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not really into it anymore. All that theatrics and stuff, it's just I don't know, it's too much for me.
Don't get me wrong, like some of the entrances can be really creative and really fun to watch and stuff. But what I'm mainly concerned about is the talking back and forth on the mic just kind of needs to stop. Like when it was before in like the 80s, early 90s, where like they were behind with Mean Gene Okerlund and they would say their spiel or whatever. Like that was kind of fun to watch at times. Because they would actually mess up. It was all done live. They would actually mess up, and Mean Gene would actually laugh at some of the stuff that they would say. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But then in the mic, they're actually scripted, and they're actually told not to go off script for a reason. And all the stuff that they say is just dumb. I'm gonna beat you. Blah blah. That's it.
Yeah.
It's just, in all honesty, it's that part too, but it's just all too fake for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. Like if you take like any of the Roman Reigns matches, it's always the same crap over and over again. But if you look at some of the old Shawn Michaels matches from before up to when he retired, they were always different. He was always doing different stuff. Like same thing with if you look at like Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa and NXT, like their matches are always different all the time. And I got Finn Balor back there and all that stuff too. Even in AEW, like their matches are different all the time. Cody Rhodes matches, like he's not like a fantastic, big, huge high flyer guy. Very great technical mat person, and he can actually perform very well. But then you've got some of the high flyers in there who actually don't stick to the same thing over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my rant about wrestling. I just kind of get annoyed.
Remember 90210 Luke Perry?
Yeah.
Yep.
His son is a wrestler.
Mhm.
His son is Jungle. What's his name? He's in the Jurassic Express. Jungle Jack Perry. He looks just like his dad. He was got long hair. Yeah,
that's trippy. All right, guys, we're about done. Great show.
I'm going to keep working on my list here. I'm almost done with it. I just got maybe a quarter of it left. But it's actually looking pretty interesting, to be honest.
Before we go, everybody want to praise Tom Brady?
What for?
I don't know. Just
he hadn't won the Super Bowl yet.
Yeah, what for? Hey, the Bucs could be the first home team to lose their own Super Bowl. How about that?
I don't know.
Hey, the fact that he's there is enough for me.
He's there. That's amazing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, the fact that he made it there is pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's only two ways to go. They're going to win or lose. So
at his age,
John, like I said, you are sucking on Brady's dick so hard that Madison Bumgarner is really getting jealous. Okay,
right?
You and Mike.
I'm at the point that I want him to win this just for him. I think it changes his legacy. I think if he wins this, it changes his legacy completely. I mean, no matter what, he's first ballot Hall of Famer. He's
absolutely.
He can only help his legacy. He can't hurt it.
Yeah, I mean, he
can't hurt it.
I think for him to win it, and if they were to win it and come back even with that same team, who stops them? I mean, that's how I look at it. I mean, who's going to stop?
The only problem is because the NFL lost money this year. The salary cap's going from 215 to 175 next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's going to hurt a lot of teams.
Well, yeah, the Rams are screwed.
Yeah,
the Rams are screwed. How the heck are the Chiefs going to pull it off?
Yeah,
the Chiefs only have Pat Mahomes making big money. No one else is making huge money.
Yeah, and the Pats.
Yeah, but eventually, I mean, you're going to have to pay Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
You've got McCole Hardman to back up Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
I mean, Andy Reid will draft another speed guy. You know what I mean? He will.
Yeah,
he will. But the Rams, you gave your Aaron Donald's the highest paid defensive player in the league.
Yeah,
Jalen Ramsey's the highest defensive corner in the league. They both were all first team pro. Okay, Aaron Donald was the defensive player of the year again.
Yeah.
But the stupid part was they paid Woods, they paid Cooper Kupp, and they paid Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't have any extra money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen. That's it for us. We'll see everybody next Monday at 7 p.m. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys later.
Good show.